Good morning. Thank you for tuning into Red Lion Realty's YouTube channel. If you would, please hit the like, subscribe, and notifications button. That way you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes. This morning we're doing Talking with the Experts with Kevin Drury here. He's going to talk about electricity. Good morning, Kevin. How are you today?
Oh, terrific. How are you? Thank you for inviting me to your show.
Hi, you're welcome. First, what's the name of your company, sir?
It's Reflective Energy Solutions.
Okay, that's a great name. How many employees do you have at the company?
About right around 20 nationwide. We're based out of Hackensack, New Jersey, but and then I've been in the market for a while. But yeah, we're nationwide. We deal at all deregulated markets.
Okay, that's exciting. Can you describe your business in a couple of sentences?
What we do is with over 150 different providers, energy providers
Wow.
out there, like your Reliance, your TXUs, things like that. A lot of people are hard pressed to try to find the best option, best terms, who's going out of business, who's coming in business. We take all that out of the way, so we're actually electricity commercial brokers, commercial electricity brokers. We go out and shop the market and find take the guesswork out of looking at the market, and we bring the best options back to the customer.
Okay.
And we're actually compensated by the supplier, so there's no additional cost, to the customers.
There's a huge need for that in today's market, especially in the Houston-land area.
Definitely.
What is your business model?
Generally, what we try to do is we try to proactively reach out to customers. Most of them are under contracts, so what we try to do is find future starts, maybe find some little gotchas in the current contracts to help negotiate those out in their next contracts. I seriously still do some direct marketing, better known as cold calling. I do some referrals, some networking.
Okay.
We do have some lead generation, but it's generally then I'm not opposed to going out to customers. So I literally like to go out to my customers' locations and deal with them on their own terms at their locations.
So you're in the field. That's
Absolutely.
Predominantly what we do in real estate as well, sir.
Absolutely.
Do you have a physical location?
I do work. I've got a home office here based in Katy.
Okay.
And then again, we do have offices nationwide, but generally speaking, I do everything by phone, email, or go out to the customers or prospect's location.
Sure. How did you decide to get into this?
Funny as it should be, my brother a long time ago worked for Reliance, and they interviewed me by mistake. They thought I was my brother, so I got into it with Constellation by accident in 2005. So I got the interview by accident, and I went in and they saw Bulldog when they see it, and so they elected to give me an opportunity, and that was back in 2005. That was almost 17 years ago.
Wow. Why would a customer choose you over your competitors?
There are a lot of brokers out there. We are not a regulated type of industry. So anybody, you could flip pizzas one day and become an electricity broker the next day, literally. So it'd be experience. Also, I specialize myself in like the growing business sector, people that spend, let's say, $5,000 or less. My focus is not the 8,000-pound gorillas, and I do know the mid-sized market or the growing business sector really, really well. Small retail, small manufacturers.
More of the mom and pop type stuff?
Exactly, and there are suppliers out there that cater to the growing business sector, people that spend a couple of $1,000s or less, and that would give you a competitive edge.
Sure. What are your company's long-term goals?
Long-term goals is to build a good residual book. When you talk about brokers, there's a couple of different ways they get compensated. One is for them to get basically paid up front, which means you get all your commissions or monies up front, which does not really incent you to take care of the customer long-term. Our business model is we get compensated as the meter reads. So if you've got a 5-year contract, it will be 60 long months before Reflective Energy Solutions is made whole. So it's in our best interest to say you are our customers to make sure that we take care of you, answer any billing questions, any kind of questions you might have for that whole 60-month period. So we have a different business model than a lot of the brokers out there in that we look at things from a long-term perspective.
Probably way better customer retention with that, I would think, as well.
Absolutely.
Good. How are you scaling your business?
How are we scaling our business? Referrals. I get a lot of my business from referrals. I do a lot of after the sale follow-ups. One unique thing I do is after somebody does buy from us, I always send them a Starbucks gift card, a business card, and a thank you card. Because as you know, a lot of times after the sale, it's done, and they just throw your business card in the drawer. But if you send follow-ups, I let them know we do follow-up calls, and so we do a lot of our business through referrals. Most of what I get is referrals from current customers, and then again, I do some cold calling. We have some networking events, and I do some direct mails.
So it sounds like you got your foot on the gas there.
Yes.
Referrals, I mean, that is the best advertising out
Absolutely.
there. It really is. Do you predict any market shifts?
We had a massive freeze in February, and it dumped about 18 billion with the B of bad debt, bad money into the market because there was just a lot, and it put a lot of people out of business, a lot of suppliers out of business, a lot of businesses out of business because there were spikes that was not managed correctly by ERCOT. And then also, it seems like ERCOT, who's the managing group for electricity in Texas, it doesn't seem like they've got a grab of what's going on. So with that said, there's a lot of uncertainty for futures. Plus, that $18 billion is going to be relayed or pushed onto the consumers at some point. So, there is a lot of market shifts, and a lot of people are looking for long-term agreements. Long-term because there's just not a whole lot of confidence in the market. But there's a lot of shifts, a lot of people going out of business, suppliers, and so that's why it's really important to find out a lot about the current suppliers you might be looking at.
What was your best business decision?
The best business decision I've ever made is to actually be with the firm that I'm with now. It's a small, very conscious firm, very customer oriented. I've been with Reflective Energy Solutions since 2012, and most of my counterparts have been longer than me, so I'm going on like 10 years. And there's several people that work with me that have been with the same firm for over 10 years. That's pretty unique in the.
That's rare in any field today. Yeah,
it's pretty unique, especially in the commercial broker business, electricity broker business. That's very unique. But he's very understanding. I roll up to one guy, very understanding, and he puts customers before profit, which is you don't see that very much at all.
Not in today's society. We have the same beliefs with our company. What was your worst business decision?
I had gone with one or two smaller suppliers meaning REPs, retail energy providers, and a couple of those got bought because there seems as though the larger suppliers are buying up the smaller ones, and I worked for a smaller one called First Choice Power. They got bought by Direct Energy, and that was probably one of my worst decisions.
And a low-hanging fruit that gets
gobbled up.
Yep. Okay. If you could offer one piece of advice, what would that be?
If you know or can find a local, homegrown broker, such as myself, been doing this since 2005, born and raised in Houston, been living in Katy since 2001. It seems to work really well for me. So if you can find a local person, a local contact, someone that when things aren't going right, you can reach out and grab them.
They're accessible, they know the market.
Exactly. And that's, I would say, and then also as far as term-wise, longer the better. I don't see very many people doing short-term contracts. They're doing mostly long-term contracts. So that would be some definitely some good advice.
Okay. Is there anything that you would like to add?
I've been doing this almost 17 years. Born and raised in Houston, live in Katy, and I've got some very well-known customers, such as the building we're in here. It's TRO CPAs. Some other very happy customers would be Chick-fil-A's. I've got several Chick-fil-A's locally. I've got Ace Hardware, Times Square Entertainment, Surgical Center off of I-10. Ace Hardware. There's just a plethora of local growing businesses that have trusted me with their electricity for years and years and years. And
that's a great book of business.
Yes.
Those are some very heavy hitters in our local community as well,
absolutely. And I'm really responsive. If they got a question or they got an issue, I come running. I don't put the voicemail. I don't do the email. I don't do the text. I get in my car and I go over there and we hash it out in person. And we've had some trials and tribulations lately with the market, but we've been able to weather through that. And then also, I got several churches, several nonprofits. People don't realize that there are suppliers out there that are more conscious and have basically better offerings or better competitive rates for some nonprofits.
Okay.
So
I was unaware of that. I learned something today myself.
yeah. So there's if there's a nonprofit out there, and again, we like to just look at bills and look at contracts to see if we can help people. I've helped the church just recently, and they had a really good deal. They had a smoking deal, and I was like, you know what? I can't better your situation. You did a really good deal yourself. So even if somebody just wants to confirm what they currently have, I mean, I'm more than happy to.
You're a resource for them.
Absolutely. And the best way for someone to try to contact me would just be call me on my cell phone.
Okay.
And my cell phone is 281-630-5895, or email, and it's Kevin D. At Reflective ES. It's Reflective, and then instead of Energy Solutions, it's just ReflectiveES.com.
Okay.
And I will answer anybody's questions. I would be more than happy to look at anybody's bills or contracts just to, because even if they don't buy from you, that's a good advocate out there, and say, hey, this guy helped me out. Well, why don't you consider using him?
Sure.
So,
Well, if you would, please reach out to Kevin. He just gave his contact information. He's one of our industry leaders in our local community. He'd love to work with you. We appreciate you for tuning in. Thanks.
thank you.